Hi Mallory.
Hey!
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a couple of questions about your body, and after each, you'll remove an article of clothing. Are you ready?
Yes.
At what age did you first notice your body?
I probably first noticed my body when I was 11. I'll never forget a family member asked my mom, Mallory wants to be famous, and my mom said, oh yeah. And she said, oh, well, I've heard her sing and she's got the voice for it, but do you think that she has the looks and the body? And it was like a switch had flipped.
I think going through puberty, essentially, for me, was really the starting point in me kind of realizing my body and that it was changing. I'm a transgender woman, and so obviously growing like broader shoulders, growing body hair, getting taller, my voice kind of deepening was also very frightening for me because I don't identify as a male.
I was super freakishly skinny and people always made fun of me. And I remember this girl named Tashavia. She said my body was like a lollipop. She was like, your head like the candy and your body like the stick.
How has the media affected your perception of your body?
It just does. I guess that since we have a standard of beauty being, very white, thin, tall, blonde, blue-eyed, it's very discriminatory to a lot of, the majority of people in the world.
Would you say that cultural body standards play a role in how you perceive yourself?
Yes, I think my culture kind of makes my body as an object. I perceive myself as beautiful sometimes, but sometimes I feel like, I'm just a piece of meat.
Back in Europe, I was pretty much the same as everyone else. But then when I came to the States, I noticed specific parts of my body were zoomed in on, basically. People would look at my ass and they would say there's nothing there to grab.
I usually just go by my mom or what she looked like. She was the only idol that I had. My mom hated me going outside in the sun. She didn't want me to ever get tan.
I think a huge thing in my standards that to have very light and white skin, and I try to keep up to with that.
How would you describe your past relationship with your body?
Just looking at myself, honestly, just randomly going by the mirror, actually looking at myself and seeing what I wasn't okay with. I think when you really truly look at yourself for a period of time, you get really critical about it.
I just didn't feel good about myself. In general, I didn't want to go out and do stuff. I didn't want to be free. I didn't want to wear certain clothes. But every now and then, of course, I'm going to look in the mirror and I'm going to see something very specific that I don't like. But then at the same time, I know that I have a body that a lot of people tell me that it's nice, so I can't always complain about it.
I definitely struggled with eating disorders when I was in middle school, and I just feel like it was the only way I could cope with anything, and it took me a really long time to figure that out.
How is your relationship now?
Much better. I love my body. People get annoyed with me because of how much I love my body, but I don't think that there's anything wrong with that.
I would say my relationship now with my body is actually really beautiful. I understand my body a lot more than I did back then, especially with my genitalia, not really correlating with how I identify. It's just a sexual organ, doesn't really determine who I am. I'm still insecure about it, but I'm working on dealing with it and living with it.
What are your biggest body insecurities?
My boobs are definitely my biggest body insecurity, along with my stomach. Well, people look at me and they think, wow, she must be so happy that she has such big breasts, guys must love her. Well, I've gotten a lot of negative attention for it. I feel negatively about it. It's hurt my self-esteem, and ultimately, it's made me think about breast reduction surgery.
My nose. I'm also Jewish, so there's that stereotype of Jews having big noses and stuff, so I kind of thought I had a little phase where I didn't like my nose.
Whatever this is, I don't know what these are called. I have a little bit of it. Cellulite, that's what it is.
What do you love about your body?
I love my extendo arms. They're so long. I can reach whatever I want.
I love that it reflects my mother. So when people see me, they always say you have your mother's body. That's all the positive thing for me.
I love what it's become. I love that I'm stronger now than I ever have been, and I feel like I can do things with it.
How do you feel after doing this?
I I feel relieved, actually. I've said stuff that I haven't ever said before. Acknowledged it, you know?
I feel naked. I think most importantly, I feel kind of free, kind of talking about my experience as a trans woman, a Black, Indigenous, queer experience. It's kind of beautiful being naked and being seen for who you are, and being heard in your truth. It's really beautiful.